welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. I'm your host, Shon Black Mac. Welcome to TV Show Fridays. Among other things, if you're on the live, we encourage you over there on the live to push the like button if you would. All right? If you don't mind, push the like button. But this is TV Show Fridays. We are going to and I know I haven't really been on, but I tell you what I've been trying to do is trying to make sure that Black has the time to do what he's got to do. And I mean, that's neither here nor there. Y'all understand. I got some of the most solid people that I deal with as far as like watching the show. So it's never a question of whether, things are good or bad or whatever. It's just we do what we do over here. So we appreciate the views and the likes and the comments, and those of you that are in the comment section and whatnot. We appreciate all of that. I hope my chat box is working. It hasn't been working, which is kind of crazy. I don't even understand it. But anyway, TV Show Fridays. Welcome everybody to the show. If you would push the like button, it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit it. Welcome to the stream, all of you guys that are over there on Facebook, on TikTok, and YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Those are the platforms we stream from. My name is Shon Black, and I am the host of the Shon Black Podcast. The Fly Puerto Rican is not in with us today. She usually comes on, but she's not here. She might be in the comments. Who knows? But today, yes, I'm tight because I did not see House of Dragons on last Sunday. So we're going to talk about that. Give me your thoughts on it if you saw it. I did not. I forgot it was on. That was my bad. That's my joint. I've been following the whole Game of Thrones, House of Dragons saga for a couple of years. For years since it first came out. So that's my bag. And my bad that I didn't get to see the show. And so I couldn't really like break it down and talk about it. But if you have spoilers, I don't care because I'm going to watch it anyway. Also, we're going to talk about I should call the Fly Puerto Rican because I want to talk about Homeland because I think she's almost finished with it, or she's finished with it. She blew through like 7 or 8 seasons in like 2 weeks. But she's learned so much about, in my opinion, the community as far as the intelligence community and how they kind of operate is really crazy. So we have that. We'll speak about that if I can get the Fly Puerto Rican on the phone or have her call into the show. We'll bring her live on the joint and whatever else you guys want to talk about on TV Show Friday. Because not only that, but it's also free for all. So we could talk about any topic that you guys want to talk about. Let me know in the comments what you want to talk about, and we'll get my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? The Silver Fox is here on TikTok. Silver Fox, we won't be able to see your comments on the screen, but if you want to call in a little later and tell us what you thought about, what your thoughts are on Homeland, that'd be pretty cool. Homeland is an older show that came out. I want to say it started in 2009 or 2010. Yeah, I think it started in 2010. And it's about a CIA agent who is, I want to say she's bipolar. So she's bipolar. She manages it through taking medication, but part of her bipolar personality is what solves cases. And so she's solving these cases overseas with all of these people. She's, stopping attacks. She's figuring out things. And that joint, once it starts to go, it goes. So the first season it's not boring because you get in and know what's going on but once it picks up and goes, that joint goes. And I mean, she's been in the mix. So I think she's done at least. I think she's in season 8. I think she's in the last season now, and pretty decent show. Pretty decent show, if you ask me. Um, I've also been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of Chinese dramas. That's been my joint. I mean, I don't know what to say. The Chinese dramas is what's up. The Chinese dramas be what's up, man. And yeah, I'm officially on the Chinese joints. Yeah, so yeah, man. What y'all want to talk about today? We got the topics up. Said, can you turn up the volume? We got the fans on, and I can't hear it. You talking about my volume on my joint? Yeah, we can turn it up a little bit. How about that? How's that? Is that a little better? Can you hear the fans? Cause I turn the fan off. If you can hear the fan in the background, I'll turn it off. I gotta fix this chat so it could pop up on the screen. I have no idea why it's not working. I tell you what, the platforms that they use to stream are just. Sometimes you think about like the platforms that they use to do for streaming is kind of crazy. Nothing works. Like you leave it and it doesn't work. Anyway, that's crazy. It's black. What do you mean it's black? I don't understand that. So yeah, the Silver Fox just joined on the other side. Oh, so she's on both ends. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. So anywho, that's what's up. US team loses 3-2. That was another thing we are going to talk about today. Um, I don't know. The Aussies, speaking of TV, I was watching the World Cup last night. I went to sleep. They tied. The U.S. team tied. I thought, okay, yeah, they tied. We're gonna go, and it's gonna be 2-2. No harm, no foul. Wake up in the morning and they score. So we looked. I looked at the video. It's in the last minute. It said, "I can see you but barely hear you." Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's. Are you sure it's not your phone? How about now? Let me see. Let me turn this up. Oh, I didn't know the fans were on. I didn't know you could hear the fans. Okay. Well, I turned them off so because I don't have to have the fans on. I didn't know that it was that loud. But this mic picks up. So I got one of these cheap mics. It's not like a really good mic, and it's not really a good mic. And the mic isn't that. I mean, it's not bad. But this joint picks up a lot of sound, bro. Like the sound is crazy. Like it picks up so much sound, and I can see on the sound bar that the joint is coming. Oh, the fans where you are. What? How am I supposed to turn up the joints where you are? You gotta turn off your fan. See, like I can't hear you because the fans are going. So I'm thinking, well, this is if the fans where I'm at, because I do have fans on. I could turn those fans off. It's like, oh no, the fans where I'm at. How am I supposed to turn the fans down where you at, or talk over them? I mean, it's not. You have to turn it up on your end. That was crazy. Anywho, I said you come through fine, but it doesn't hinder the fans. Just to make them. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could put you guys on the screen. You know what? While I'm talking to you, I'm gonna try something. Um. Anywho, my daggone eyes. You know what's so bad? Let me tell you. Here's something. Here's something for you guys. I'm gonna tell you this. Having bad eyesight is crazy. And I know that doesn't have anything to do with TV shows. I know that don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's just a side quest for right now. And I'm telling you what, it is super hard. It is super hard to it is super hard to have, you know what I mean? It's super hard to have bad eyesight. Bad eyesight is a terrible thing. It is a terrible, terrible thing. I'll tell you what, I am, because you know, what I mean, I want you guys to be able to see and interact with what's going on, and so I tried to put another chat box up, but I couldn't find it. I could not find it. That joint is wild. See, yeah, it's not working. I don't know what. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Oh, a brother is so daggone. I don't know. I don't know what's up. So anyway, what else you guys got going on for me today? What else is popping? What else you guys got going on for me? That's crazy. You know, yeah, I tried to. All right, it's telling me to do that. Let's do this. Hold on a second. Y'all are doing this. I'm doing this all live. And Black doesn't care. And then, you know, hey, let's do that. Let's see if that works. Sammy, if you're still on, Fly Puerto Rican, if you're still on, hit the chat box, would you? Well, I'm still on. I'm testing it live. Why not? Ugh, it's hot. I'm about to turn back on this fan. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm sorry if you can. I'm sorry if you can. I'm sorry if you can hear that. It's hot. Nah, it didn't work. Whatever. It was worth a shot. Um, it was worth a shot. Anyway, um, yeah. So I don't know. I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, wanted to talk about today. Seems like, you know what it seems like? It seems like today is just one of those days. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get stuff, like you can't get your thoughts together. I know for me, I was tired. Last night I watched a little bit of that I watched a little bit of the game. I couldn't get that started. I watched a little bit of that, and then the game did whatever it was going to do. I went to sleep. It was about 12. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, and I've been going ever since. So it's kind of like my brain is like fried. Luckily, it's Friday, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you can't get yourself together. I know for myself, I can't get myself together, bro. I be in here like, good night. This is nuts. This is nuts. Um, I really don't have anything to talk about today. Like I said, I didn't do my homework. It's my bad. I was I just forgot about the show. I was hyped too last week. I was like, yeah, I was gonna watch this House of Dragons, and the next thing you know, I forgot that it was even on. Somebody told me it was like, yo, just to let you know, House of Dragons. I was like, oh snap! I didn't even watch the first episode, so I'm definitely gonna watch it Sunday. It'll give me two joints to watch. All right. Other than that, is there anything popping on TV right now? I know there's a few shows out, but the stuff that I'm seeing outside is it just me, or is Netflix adding a bunch of stuff that people have already seen? Like, you've already seen a lot of this stuff. Some of the new movies and new TV shows aren't really doing anything. I think we're really suffering from like writer's block. And my opinion on that is that people who write TV shows, from back in the day, are kids and people from my generation. So people that are born like Gen X, right? We were outside. What's the next one? Gen Z, right? So they were more outside people, more outside kids, more outside individuals are doing more outside things. And so they had to use their imaginations more. Today, you got the younger crowd that, man, and there's no disrespect to you, it's just what it is. You guys aren't using your imaginations. You guys are rebuilding and rebranding shows instead of coming up with new ideas. Writers are not coming up with new ideas. The Hollywood model is not coming up with any new ideas, and there's a lot of people out there. Or you want to ruin it with social, you want to do all kinds of social stuff. They're millennials. Okay, so they want to ruin it with all kinds of social stuff, and nobody cares. Like, so when I watch TV, right, or I watch a movie, I don't want to be in my real life. Every once in a while, it's good to have historical value. Now, I'll tell you, I like period pieces, right? Period pieces are cool, but it's way back. Don't take me to 1920, 30, 40 unless the show is about something really good. I don't care about the struggle. I don't care about, now it'd be good if you got a prohibition show, but how many times are you going to tell that story, right? How many times are you going to tell the story about Al Capone and all these other guys? How many times are you going to tell the story about the Great Depression? Like, son, there's a show that I like that's nice, The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age is a great show. Now, I need to catch up. I think I went through the first season of The Gilded Age. I know they're like on season 3 now. But The Gilded Age is a good show. I like The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age is one of those shows that you can really get down with. All the rest of that stuff, you know what I mean? Unless it's stuff like that, I don't want to be in my real life. I'm not interested in being in my real life when I watch TV. The point of a movie is to take you, use an imagination and go somewhere with it, right? People are not using their daggone imaginations when they're writing these TV shows. Or they're saying, you know what? Let's make another remake of Teen Wolf. The fact that you got another Scream out is crazy. Scream was what it was back in the day. Leave Scream alone. They tried to reboot 24. That's not working. They tried to reboot this and then reboot that, and then when is enough? When are you gonna stop trying to reboot shows and really sit down and write something that's actually worth, looking at? That's why space exploration. That's why those type of shows do very well. They do very well because of the fact that space exploration is something that's new. You can take space exploration and go all over the place, explore new worlds. It's almost like fresh ideas, even though it's not fresh, it's fresh. I don't know how many shows are we gonna have of the same old crap. That's why government shows work, like espionage shows, like what's the one with the guy from the dude from the office? The guy that plays in the office, he has a show, Jack Ryan. That's why Jack Ryan works. You know what I mean? See, I don't understand why all the other ones are working, but if you're on Twitch, it works. It's insane to me. It's crazy. Twitch works, Facebook doesn't work. I wonder if YouTube works. I mean, yeah, YouTube and Kick. But yeah, so Jack Ryan, some of these other ones that are, you know, I don't understand why those shows aren't the ones that, it doesn't make any sense to me. Those shows will work because it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? But it's so far out of your regular life that you don't do it. Some people don't want to see. And then murder mysteries work to a certain extent. I think a lot of those shows, you kind of have to. It depends on what you're talking about. If it's a thriller, it works. If it's not a thriller, what was the one with the guy? What was the one where the guy? I want to say it was the guy from Punk'd. What's his name? The one that married Demi Moore. He had a show. I think it was his show that he had. He had that joint was all that movie was off the chain. But you're not gonna have stuff like that anymore because people don't write those kinds of shows. Some of these stuff is and then they're writing like The Conjuring. So how many times are you gonna make those shows over and over and over again? How many times are you gonna make those movies? Oh, Ashton Kutcher. He played in that. What was that one where the guy was he was like schizophrenic or something like that? That joint was the truth, right? Ashton Kutcher was in there. So I don't know, man. Me personally, this is what I believe. I believe that they just got to come around and do something different. People are not the butterfly effect. It was the one, maybe it wasn't Ashton Kutcher was in that one. What's the one, the guy, I don't know, he had this axe. It's about him and he had this axe and he was wilding. I cannot remember. I could see the movie. I can only see bits and pieces, but it was a good movie. We talked about that joint for weeks. Oh man, that joint's gonna kill me. I don't know what the name of it is, but because that movie was good, they're never gonna write another movie. They're never gonna write another Butterfly Effect. Like that joint, the Butterfly Effect was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Things like Avatar, right? The Avatar movie. The first Avatar, that joint went crazy. Why? Because it was so far out of what people actually like watch on a day to day that people were like willing to watch that. Like the Avatar movie was hard. You're never gonna get another Avatar movie. and they try to remake it, right? Because they're trying to relive the glory days. I mean, how many people saw that? I didn't go see the Avatar movie. Did any of you? I know I didn't. Let me know in the comments. I know I didn't. I didn't go see Avatar. Like, why? And they say, well, movies are dead. It's streaming. Okay, so streaming is there, but there's not really anything good that's streaming right now. And the only things, like right now, I'm watching Chinese dramas, Korean dramas, and it's because they're more interesting. The storylines now, I ain't gonna front. The storylines are a little like they're starting to get dull. Like as you start to watch them, you're starting to see the same pattern. But I think it's just because people are more on their phones. They're not experiencing outside, and people with creative minds are more on their phones and they're not experiencing the outdoors, and so they're not using their imaginations, because that's what movie writing is. It's your imagination, right? Look at, before there was movies, you had comic strips. People looked at comic strips and dailies, and you had things like Calvin and Hobbes, about a kid and his stuffed tiger. They're not writing any movies about Calvin and Hobbes. You want good writing? You know where the good writing is? It's in anime. Sorry, don't care if people don't like it. It's the truth. You want to see a good movie? You want to watch a good show? Like they just did Blades of the Guardian. I'm glad that I said that. Blades of the Guardian. I guess it was a Chinese uh, anime, for the lack of a better word, right? I know that's not what they call it, but whatever. It was a manga first, then it was an anime. They just dropped. They're dropping this next month. They're dropping a live action with my man Jet Li in there as the main character. Come on, that whole storyline is tough. But if you don't watch anime, you won't know. If you don't watch any of that, you don't know. But you sucked in watching the same old trash over and over and over. And also the now movies are more trashy. TV shows are more trashy. Everything is about trash. It's politically driven. It's this is, I want to be a part of this group, so I'm gonna write stories about this group and that group, and it's never about imagination. There's nothing. People aren't imagining things anymore when it comes to TV shows and movies. They're just not doing it. And I don't know why. And my theory is because most people spend their time on their cell phones. For me, I get tired. Like if I look at my phone too long, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. You know what I'm saying? I get sleepy. I'll be in there like, but that's what, to me, looking at your phone, that's what it did, because you just flipping, switching, switching, switching. I don't know. Um, I know I ran and raved about that, but that's how I feel about the TV show game and the movie game right now. I think it just needs. I think you need some fresh people with some fresh ideas on the movie scene. You know, people are writing movies about the same old crap over and over and over and over again, and there's nothing really new that's coming out. Nothing really new that people are looking at. You know, the drama is online in a couple of sentences here. Yeah, it's all trash. It is all trash. Um, and that's why I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying. British TV is better right now. I'm sorry to say it. Luther, remember Luther? Luther, that joint was crazy. Luther was all right. Yeah. Who's that sleeps with who? Yeah. It's who sleeps with who. And then they want to record that. And, at a certain point, You just get tired. Like you just get tired of looking at that same old trash over and over and over again. I know for me, I do. You're just like, come on, man. You just start fast forwarding it. How many butts you gonna look at? How many breasts you gonna look at? I mean, how much of that stuff after a while that stuff is old, man? How much of that are you gonna it's gotta be in everything that you produce. It's like you can't produce. How many then you're gonna support the LGBT Q plus communities and then they have to have their scenes. And son, it just gets so and it's all politically driven. And when you watch TV, bro, like when I watch TV, I don't want any of that in my TV. Sorry, I don't care if you're heterosexual. I don't care if you're the other sexual. I don't want any of that in my TV. Just keep it moving. Tell me a story. That's what I want to know. I'm here for story time. And most TV shows and movies don't tell. That's why, House of Dragons, it's interesting because it's different. You know what I mean? Game of Thrones came in, it was different. George R. R. Martin was different. That's why it was such a big following in it because it was different. Harry Potter was different. During its time, there was nothing else going on like Harry Potter. It was different. You know what I mean? So why don't you guys be different? Give us a good, you know what they haven't done? Do the reptilian thing. Oh, Shon Black, you go conspiracy theories. Why not? Nobody's done it. Nobody's written a show, a TV show or a movie about the reptilians that are supposed to live underneath the earth. You could do it from the reptilian perspective. Reptilians are now dying. They need resources. They have to come up to the surface, so they have to infiltrate to get these resources without getting caught. It's the whole thing. You get to learn about them. You build lore around that. Nobody's building lore anymore. They have things on the internet right now. There's this guy who created this movie, right, called The Back Rooms. If you haven't looked up or researched Back Rooms, look that up. Look up the lore of The Back Room. Son, why isn't that a show? Like this kid, he came up with they came up with the joint. He did the all of the animation for it. They were like, "Oh, wait a minute, we like your joint," and they gave him a budget, and he made a movie. And his movie just like blew the top off it. Nobody heard of it, right? But a lot of people watched it. Why? Because it's interesting. It's new. The back rooms, these rooms that just generate out of nowhere. You might fall into a back room somewhere and you be lost in there. And there's things down there that might eat you or unalive you. But the back rooms is the joint. And the government always knew about this stuff. And they were experimenting. And it brings it gives you this whole new perspective on things. And you're like, well, dang, man, I could fall into a back room anywhere. The imagination starts to explode. That's going to be the next hottest thing. Why aren't you doing anything about, like I said, the reptilian joint? Nothing. You got all these UFOs and stuff running around. Everybody wants to do UFO movies, but they want to do it from the perspective of the human being. Why not do it in the perspective of the alien? From their perspective. Use your daggone imaginations. I mean, come on. You can cheat if you want to. You got Chat GPT. You got Gemini. You got Claude and all these other AI agents that can help you if you're not that good at writing stories. But no, you'd rather redo Superman. Get the 230th X-Men movie. More Avengers. We need more of that. We need more sitcoms. We need more of this, more of the same old, same old, same old, same old garbage crap that everybody's been watching for the last 30 years. And you will redo all these other movies, but won't move on. And it's the studios dumbing you guys down, and nobody cares that it's happened. Make something different. Make something different. What up? Make something different work. Tell them to make something different. Tell them that you don't have to redo every daggone TV show from 1980 or 1990. Can we get something original? If you watch the back rooms, or you know about the back rooms, turn that into another movie, a TV show. They already have a movie out. The guy did it. If you know about all these conspiracy theories, there's so much out there. You know why there's a show on Netflix? I know I'm worked up. I'm worked up. You know there's a TV show, The Black Mirror. Probably one of the most creative shows on Netflix. If you haven't watched The Black Mirror, you need to go and watch The Black Mirror. It gets no respect. The Black Mirror, the TV show The Black Mirror, is one of the best shows out. It's an older show. But somebody used their daggone imagination. Ain't nobody using their daggone imagination anymore. Your imagination is gone. TV show Friday right here. Know what I mean? And nobody's using their daggone imaginations to change the way TV shows are viewed. I just submit to you that it doesn't have to be that way. People can do what it is they want to do. However, if you want to have good engagement on your TV shows, you need to use your imagination and stop rewriting the same old trash from 30 years ago. 30 years ago was hot. It's like coming out with another Weird Science. Revenge of the Nerds. One Crazy Summer. It's like redoing all of those shows and having the old actors in those shows with their kids. It's whack. almost hurt myself. It's whack. I don't know what else to say. It's just whack. People gotta stop watching this crap. Yeah, you got Masters of the Universe that just coming out. He-Man. It's the first live action of well, not the first live action, but they He-Man. You'd have thought, okay, we'll do He-Man, but then they'll go ahead and they'll do She-Ra. Then they'll go ahead and do a spin-off. Now, I don't know what the numbers were. I don't think He-Man did very good in the box office. I don't know. I really don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think it did very well. But you know what did well in the box office? Demon Slayer. Come on, the anime space. Listen, the anime space is so diverse. There's so much out there that you can watch in the anime space. And I know you've heard me. Anybody that's been on the show, that's been watching the show, that knows that I'm an anime fan. That's full disclosure. However, anime is probably some of the most well-written stuff that you're going to see. Why do you think One Piece is probably one of the, and I ain't going to say the greatest anime because I'm not a One Piece fan. However, One Piece has been on forever. They've got like 2,000 and some odd episodes. One Piece has been around for a long time. You gotta understand what's happening, man. Nobody is saying that, Oh, you shouldn't watch this. You should. Yo, it's boring now. It's boring now. You got all of these shows from like Canada, the UK. A lot of the actors and actresses now are from the UK and from Australia. And there's the other one that's like Australia, the other place. We need to understand that TV is getting it's boring. That's why I watch a lot of anime. I'm an anime fan. I watch a lot of it. Um, I'm happy. I wish they would make a live action of Robotech. What a great show. Could be a great movie. Gundam Wing, another great show. Naruto Shippuden, another great show. Jujutsu Kaisen, another great show. Solo Leveling. Oh, could you imagine Solo Leveling as a daggone TV, a live action of Solo Leveling? Good night. I mean, there's just so much there. It's just so much there. You get Slice of Life. You get uh Shonen Jump. You get son, there's so much there. There's so much around that you could do, and it would just keep going and going and going and going and going. There's been so much there, man. And it's just I don't know. I'm on this rant. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to go this long. I truly sometimes I truly get upset with TV and movies because and then people are forced to watch the trash and like the trash that they watch and try to convince you that the trash is good and it's not. And so, I'm a critic. I don't want to I don't know when they're going to just like really just buckle down. Somebody's got to change the narrative. I mean, somebody's got to change it. And, I think the way forward, in my opinion, if you really want to change the narrative, is through things like anime. You take a good anime, you do a live action casted well with good actors, and you don't add anything because anime is so rich in itself, like 30 minutes, an hour. Two episodes is 1 hour. You film two episodes and make 1 hour long show or 45-minute show. You know what I mean? And because the anime is 25 minutes, two of them, you do 45 minutes, you do scene by scene, just the way they did it in the joint. And I'm telling you, you win. You win. You win. This is why this Blades of the Guardian, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. I'm excited to see how they're going to handle that. Because if they handle it the right way, they're going to win. They're going to win. This is the why Harry Potter won. This is the why Avatar won. This is the reason why. And I think that these people are going to win too. All right, you guys. I'm out. Peace and love. You know what it is. Take care of yourselves and others. We'll be back on Monday. Uh, I will do a review on Monday of the House of Dragons, even though it's TV show Fridays. I'll just do a little snippet of that, and then I'll give you my full thoughts on Friday. If you have anything, drop them in the comments. Leave something in the inbox. Let me know what you'd like to see or what you don't like to see. I think I'm gonna open up the phones a little more and encourage you guys to call in so I can talk to you directly. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace. Be safe.